Hello, my name is Tom Eisenmenger. I'm going to be your instructor for IS 271. And what I'm going to do for the next few minutes is just talk a little bit about the course requirements, some of the things that you'll be doing, how we'll be handling things since this is going to be an entirely online course. First, let's just talk about the class itself. And the class really has two major purposes. One purpose is, as you might expect, for it to be an introduction to business information systems. What is an information system? How do we use it in the business environment? What has been the impact of IS within businesses? Things of that sort. The second purpose of the course is to hone your skills in terms of the two most business-centric applications, those being spreadsheets and databases. You'll find later on when we get into the text that there's an entire chapter of this text devoted to databases and data warehouses. No other application has that kind of significance in the business setting. And even though there's kind of a students are shy away from databases, it turns out that really to understand business information systems you have to have a good understanding of databases. So we're going to be doing a series of exercises throughout the semester or through the summer as the case may be, and that's the purpose. Okay, so let's continue. First, let's talk about textbooks. There are actually three required materials that you'll need. The first of these is Bidgoli's MIS4, and here's a copy of the text from Cengage. Again, I will be setting up the course to where you do not need to use the included CourseSmart code that comes with the text. I'm going to leave that as being optional. All of the quizzes are going to be on Blackboard, so you don't really have to worry about that. Therefore, you can buy a used copy. And actually, last year we used MIS3, the previous edition. If you find a copy of MIS3, it'll probably suffice. It'll probably be okay. There are some minor changes that added a little bit of information. The exercises, we'll talk perhaps, excuse me, we'll talk a little bit about some of the cases that are in the book, but my experience has been from previous editions of the text, and the cases really haven't changed that much. Okay, so that's one text. Now, you can find a used copy of that. And really, the brand new, a new price for this text, as far as textbooks go, is pretty cheap. I think it's around $65, somewhere around there. You should be able to find it for somewhat less. Okay, the second text, and this is important, is problem-solving cases using or in Microsoft Access and Excel. Okay, now this text is significantly different from the previous edition that we used last year. So you really do need to find the 11th edition of this text to be able to do the appropriate cases. That being said, it turns out that a used copy of this is fine, and the book has been out for I want to say a couple of years, so used copies should be available to you. The third thing, and I don't have a prop to hold up at this point, but the third thing that you're going to need is a SAM 2010 code. Okay, the SAM 2010 access code. Now, if you've taken IS 101 or IS 200, say within the last couple of years, okay, then you probably already have a code. In fact, for those students who did have a code, I've gone ahead into SAM and I've already enrolled you in the course. There were a few of you, however, who I did not find in the SAM database, and so my thinking is perhaps you took IS 101 much earlier using a previous product that we used called My IT Lab. If you use My IT Lab, that code simply will not work. You will have to purchase a new code, SAM 2010. However, If you have not taken IS 200 either, and business majors are required to take that course as well, then your SAM 2010 code will be useful for 2 classes. The nice thing about SAM is that the code does not expire. Okay, so that's great. Okay, you can spread the cost of the SAM code. Also, our bookstore is not going to be stocking the SAM code by itself. You have to buy it bundled with another textbook. Therefore, my recommendation is just go to the publisher's website and purchase the code directly from them. In fact, I would think it's almost instantaneous. You make the purchase, they probably send you an email with the information that you need to get enrolled.